Hey there, welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. If this is the first time you found me, yay, finally, you're here. And if you're a returning subscriber, yay, thanks so much for coming back. My subscribers already know that my goal is to save you time and money by giving you the scoop on filmmaking quality and content so you can decide whether or not you want to spend time or money watching a particular film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called This Time Each Year. This is a very cheesy, sugary, sweet Christmas romance now playing on the Hallmark Channel. Hallmark has been sending me a ton of Christmas movies to screen for you. So hopefully you like these Christmas movies. I'm always in the mood when I'm wrapping presents. I want to watch something that's kind of easy breezy. However, this one is a little bit different, but I'm getting ahead of myself. First of all, the film is TVG. It is family friendly. It's 2 hours and 1 minute long, which is a little bit long for a Hallmark movie. My overall movie review mom grade for this is about a B. I did enjoy it, but let me give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked, things I didn't like, tips for parents, themes worth talking about, funny lines, interesting lines, and then we'll finish up with recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that you might also enjoy if you're in the mood. All right, so in a nutshell, the story is about a separated couple who are focused on raising their young son together. They were once in love, but life got in the way. When Lauren's mother decides to visit spontaneously, the wife convinces her husband to pretend that they're happily married and living under one roof. She thinks that that's easier than explaining that they're having difficulties. Well, that's one of my first big problems of the movie, but I'll get to that in a minute. The act quickly feels more real, stirring up old memories and feelings. Can Christmas spark renewed love? The romance was directed by Jan K. Crystal Lowe. Writing credits go to Juliana Wimbles. So quick tips for parents. Kids are going to be extremely bored unless they're older and they like Hallmark and the romance and all of the Christmas stuff. There is talk of alcoholism and losing one's driver's license because of it. People lie to each other a lot in this movie. Someone gets hurt and ends up in a hospital, and there is talk of divorce and imminent divorce. So some of the themes that are illustrated well are second chances, choices, guilt, substance abuse, rehab, forgiveness, and embracing mistakes. So here's the list of things I really did enjoy about this film. First of all, I really liked the opening montage that gave us some background and told us the visual story before the first scene began. It was cute to use Christmas cards as the theme. So we see this couple, young and in love, taking their first Christmas card picture together, and then the next few years, and then different moments, benchmarks in their married life together. The leading man and woman are played by Neil Matter and Allison Sweeney, two actors who are well beloved in the Hallmark world. We've seen them before, mixing and matching with other romantic leads. We get to learn about the Japanese art of fixing broken objects with gold called kintsugi. You might have heard of that before. It means to join with gold. It highlights the imperfections of a broken piece of art like pottery or glass rather than hiding them. It's a wonderful idea that teaches us to embrace flaws, recognizing that the repaired object becomes stronger and more beautiful. Well, maybe that's a big spoiler for what happens in this story, but it's a really good visual lesson and reminder about life and making mistakes and learning from our mistakes and moving on. The movie isn't the typical romance where people meet, fall in love, have a crisis that breaks them apart, and then they find their way back together again, right? Typical Hallmark formula. Instead, this film features a couple that's already married, but who are struggling in many ways. The living happily ever myth is busted, and it shows how marriage can be hard, requiring work, compromise, hope, and forgiveness. And that's a really great message and a very realistic message as well. The ending is cute because it shows a family taking pictures for their next Christmas card, just like how the movie started. And by the way, I know this is sort of unrelated, but I just reviewed and filmed another movie that's about divorce. and how marriage changes and evolves and how it affects the children. It's on Netflix and it's called Spellbound. It's an animation and it is family friendly, but it addresses the difficult subjects that are also addressed in this Hallmark movie. All right, now on to the list of things that I didn't like so much. The whole premise of the story begins by deceiving someone, right? I mean, you would think that you would tell your mom, wow, things are tough. And then your mom would say, yeah, marriage is tough. And then you would have a conversation about that. But she hasn't talked to her mom about any of this for a year. Now, in the movie, we understand why, because she feels like her mother always thought that she made a mess out of things, so I get it. And they do explain that. But still, I'm just like, I don't really like this premise of just lying to people. The leading actors are nice, but definitely too old for this script. There are quite a few story points that I think require much younger actors for things to make more sense about their big mistakes. They just don't know certain things. They talk about mistakes they made buying this particular house. He's drunk and loses his driver's license. Now, I know older people can do that too, but it just seems like a mistake you would learn younger in your life than older, like these two seem to look. Whatever. Anyway, a common thread that is in almost every Hallmark movie is that characters are completely unaware of how much they're inconveniencing others. You know what I mean? They plow through the situations with their own agenda and own opinions. And I just think that's super annoying. And we find that so many times where people are like, well, I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to move into your house. Well, I need you to do this for me, and it creates the awkwardness and the drama, and I get it. It's just one device that's used to create stress and tension in scenes. Anyway, I just think people really need to be more considerate of others. Now, like almost every other Hallmark movie I've seen, the ending is extremely predictable. Well, I shouldn't say it actually is that much predictable in this movie because you don't know, is the couple going to divorce? And then find their way raising their child together, but divorced, or are they going to fall in love and get back together? So maybe I shouldn't have said that one. But it's odd how fearful Lauren, the main leading lady, is about telling her mother the truth about things. Usually that happens when a child has been traumatized by an overly demanding and even violent parent. But the mother, played by Laura Soltis, is a really nice woman who doesn't quite fit that description. Now, she does seem a little unaware at the beginning that she is causing an inconvenience. But then later on, she admits, yeah, I noticed something was off when they do finally start to talk about some things. Again, I'm trying to be vague enough that this is not filled with spoilers. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Now, whenever I watch movies, I write down funny lines and interesting lines simply so I can share them with you so you can get a taste for the dialogue. So one of the funny lines is when a doctor is having a conversation with the husband, who's Kevin, so his dad. And so the doctor says to Kevin's dad, how are you feeling? And the dad always has funny replies when people ask him questions, and he says, any better? I'd be twins. I thought that was weird. I actually am a twin, but I'd never heard anybody answer that question quite like that. But he's kind of a fun character, and he just says all of these random things. Now, I wrote down a bunch of interesting lines, and I don't want this to be a super long review because I know you got things to do, like seeing these movies. But you can see all the written reviews on my written review website called moviereviewmom.com. Anyway, I will share a couple of them with you right now. Now, Kevin, the husband, who's played by Neil Matter, is admitting to his wife, I can't take back what happened last year. He made a lot of mistakes that created a lot of problems and friction in their marriage and all of that. And he says, what I'm working on is changing our future. And I really thought that was a really good thing to say because we all make mistakes, and trying to focus on the present and the future is the only way you're going to be able to move forward. If you keep thinking about the past and all the mistakes that happened, you're never going to be able to move forward. And so I like that. And then a therapist is talking, and he says, forgiveness is a wonderful thing to receive from others. Bear in mind, it's also something we can offer to ourselves because they're both struggling with forgiving themselves from past mistakes. And then the therapist also says you have to find the answers you're looking for within yourself. And that's when someone says, just tell me what to do. And we always wish someone just Tell us what to do. How do we get out of this mess that we've created? And you've got to find the answers for yourself. So I thought that was good advice. All right. And then two more lines. One is spoken by the mother, again, played by Laura Soltis. And she says, rather than hiding the imperfections, the mess, Kintsugi highlights them, celebrates them as she's teaching her about this Japanese artistic style to cover up broken things. And then Lauren, the wife, says things that are broken can be fixed. And she realizes the beauty even in this kintsugi art that shows that the pieces, even though it's the art piece that might be broken, it can be put back together and be even more beautiful with that gold thread going through it than it was before. All right, so whenever I watch movies, I instantly think of other films I want to tell you about. And so here are three that I wanted to recommend. The first one is called We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Now, that's another similar Christmas film that came out last year, I think it was, and I did a review of that. In fact, well, I'm going to queue up something different after that. But I did a review of it. You can click or look down in the description below and find links to all of these three that I'm recommending. Anyway, it's a married couple struggling about marriage and Christmas season and romance and all of that. Another one is called The Perfect Holiday. And then another one that I want to recommend has Alison Sweeney in it again. It's called Love and Jane. And I just reviewed that one, I think this year. So I'm going to cue that one to go up as soon as you finish watching this. If you really like her and you want to learn more about other films that she's been in, I thought it was a really cute Hallmark romance. And her character was pretty cute too. All right, thank you so much for sticking around. Be sure and like, subscribe, comment down below. All of those are free actions that spread magical YouTube fairy dust on my channel so more people can find it. So I can save more people time and money. And especially if you want to watch movies with your family, this gives you an idea of content and what to expect before you turn it on and then, get in an awkward environment with people that you don't want to watch this particular movie with. Not this one, any movie. Anyway, find me on social media. I'm everywhere, both as Movie Review Mom and as Trina Boice. You can find me, learn about my products, my online courses, my books, and my other shenanigans. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.